Hello friends, welcome to the Point. So here let's continue our discussion on Sino-India relationship. So in the previous session we have discussed about the Taiwan issue, China's military base in Djibouti, trade deficits and demands for greater access to Chinese market and all such things. So here let's continue our discussion on One Belt, One Road project. One Belt, One Road project. Now let's have a brief discussion about the features of this project. One Belt, One Road. This is also known as Belt Road Initiative, which was unveiled in September 2013 by China's President Xi Jinping during his visit to Kazakhstan. The Silk Road economic belt, it is a continental dimension of this geostrategic realm. So it consists of a network of rail routes, overland highways, oil and gas pipelines and other infrastructural projects. So this stretches from Xi'an in central China through Central Asia and Russia to Venice. So the maritime Silk Road, it is a maritime dimension and it consists of a network of ports and other coastal infrastructure from China's eastern seaboard, which stretches across Southeast Asia, South Asia, the Gulf, East Africa and the Mediterranean, which embraces Greece and Venice and ending at Rotterdam. The One Belt, One Road project, it includes Digital Silk Road and Silk Road in cyberspace. So there is a proposal for a cooperative Internet Plus plan which would link the One Belt One Road countries to a super fast broadband network. So with 58 countries involved along with One Belt and One Road, so it accounts for the economic aggregation of $21 trillion US dollars with the share in global trade of approximately 29%. So both the road and the belt, it includes regional loops and branches which extend the reach of the emerging transportation network, and it serves to tie the road to belt at a critical points. For example, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. The initiative is seen as an instrument to create a contiguous land and maritime zone where the countries pursue convergent economic policies which is supported by the physical infrastructure, trade and financial flows. So the inclusion of people to people. So this links is a recognition that the soft power will play an important role in creating a congenial political environment for the success of this ambiguous initiative. China's rationale. China sees the twin-dimensional initiative as a long-term project to secure its geostrategic realm, so which has the both continental and a maritime dimension. So it is not just an economic initiative, so it is obvious political and security implications. Geostrategic. So in the geostrategic perspective, it will enable China to diversify the routes by which it can secure the transport of oil and gas and other essential goods that is needed to sustain China's economy. It enhances the country's energy and economic security. So it mitigates the risk to transport fuel and goods through unstable, unsecured or unfriendly channels. For example, so this is proposed by an establishment of transport corridors via Pakistan, that is through Gwadar Port, Karakoram, which is a highway link, and also through Myanmar through Port Unam Rail and pipeline link. and also from Thailand. This will enable China to reduce its dependency on the Strait of Malacca choke point. So developing these three pipelines in Pakistan, Myanmar and Thailand to get oil and gas directly from Russia and Central Asia to power Western China, it also reduces its reliance on the volatile Middle East. The Maritime Silk Road, it is seen as a part of Chinese attempt to reorder Asia and undermine the US influence in the region, especially the pivot to Asia policy, especially in the policy of pivot to Asia. From the economics point of view, One Belt and One Road initiative, it may also be seen as China's response to the more exclusive mega economic blocks in the making, such as Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, which in short it is called as TTIP, Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership, that is led by the United States. Secondly, One Belt, One Road, it is a part of an economic strategy, and this will enable China to deal with the problem of massive overcapacity in its industry, and the infrastructure to implement One Belt, One Road, it will require a vast amount of construction materials and capital equipment sectors where China has vast unused capacity. And thirdly, there will also be an incentive to export skilled and semi-skilled labor employed in these sectors. So one important motivation behind One Belt, One Road initiative is to accelerate the development of the country's relatively poorer western and southern provinces, in particular Sichuan, Gansu and Qinghai on China's western flank and Yunnan on the southern flank. So, and this infrastructural investment, it will require a significant financial flows. And the One Belt, One Road initiative is supported by Chinese-led Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. It is also supported by the BRICS New Development Bank under $40 billion Silk Road Fund. It is a $40 billion Silk Road Fund. So China attaches great importance to promote financial integration among countries along the One Belt, One Road through the institutions such as AIIB and the NDB. That is Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and New Development Bank. And this creation of an offshore UN bond market and the spread of Chinese banking in Europe. So this aspect, it is important because it could and probably already has a weakened the transatlantic alliance as reflected in the rush to join the AIIB by several European powers against US opposition. So whether India should join this One Belt, One Road initiative or not. So what are the weaves against India and what are the favors if India wants to join One Belt, One Road initiative? Let's discuss about this. So first let's discuss about the weaves against India in joining One Belt, One Road initiative. So the port development under One Belt, One Road in India Maritime neighborhood, it has the potential to change the bilateral equation of India further to its disadvantages. So it favors China's trade flows through the Indian Ocean, and this will also lead to trade diversion of Indian goods and services. So this is because of the easier accessibility to Chinese goods and currency exchange. And secondly, Maritime Silk Road is nothing but an economic disguise to the string of pearls strategy. And although India's poorly executed neighborhood policy, it may be partially responsible. And India sees China's growing profile in the region as an encirclement, and this will result in a serious setback to India's traditional concept of the subcontinent as its privileged sphere. So with One Belt One Road initiative, so Beijing will eventually increase her military presence in Indian Ocean, and it will play a larger part in the security and governance of Indian Ocean region, which could pose a challenge to India's stature as a net security provider in the region. And fourthly, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor traverses the dispute area of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which accepts One Belt, One Road, which means giving a de facto recognition to Pakistani occupation of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which India legally claims as its territory. So the railway link in this corridor, that is the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, it will be a strategic importance. So in the event of the conflicts with India, it will facilitate China's supply of missiles and spare parts to Pakistan. So this might have a serious consequence on India's power to negotiate with China on the territory of Ladakh and further cause tensions at the borders. And the last point is keeping competition for African resources between India and China. This One Belt, One Road, it could set up a giant China's slog in the Indian Ocean, and this will end India's advantage of being a maritime neighbor of Africa, and hence it will be determined to India's economic interest. So this is the weave against India joining One Belt One Road initiative. So in the next session, let's discuss about what are the weaves in favor of India joining One Belt One Road initiative. Thank you.